We'll share the screen with you guys just to keep conversations focused and on track more than anything. An email has been sent to you guys with a blank growth planner, which we will have looked at together throughout this year and initially given to you at annual conference last February. So if you've not had a chance to check your inbox, you've got a copy of that there. Let me just share the screen with you. I'm just going to share my whole screen, so I've got a couple of bits to open up with you. Um, don't want that one. Okay, can you see my screen all right?
Yep.
Nice one. Okay, so yeah, we'll go straight into this. Um, this is a session for all of you just to get focused as the new year kicks off and to think about what you want out of 2026, but also what you want beyond that as well. It's all about being able to create that clear roadmap that's going to guide every decision that you're going to make throughout this year. I wanted to run this session with Liam so that you've got his expertise and his experience to lean on as well. So it's a session that we'll both run together. So we'll keep dialogue open so we can have lots of discussion and conversation. I just feel like it's amazing space for you guys to have each other to lean on and learn from as well. You don't get that when you're in business on your own. So it's nice that you've got that network of each other around you. So I've got our heads over half of my notes. I'm just going to shuffle us out the way. So I just wanted to go through with you guys this evening first of all, why most growth plans fail, how we can turn ambition into a clear, usable roadmap, and also how this growth planning session is going to support every single one-to-one coaching session that you have here on out. So just for clarity and to set expectations for you guys, this growth planner that I've emailed across to you that's sat in your inbox, this isn't a document that we scribble on today and then we just file it away. This is your working blueprint. It sets the foundation of the year ahead, and it's what we use as coaches to help keep you focused on what you're saying you want to achieve over the next few years and to help pull you back into alignment if we feel that you're going off on tangents and get distracted by shiny new things. So it is a document that we want you to keep very much alive. Just real quickly with you guys that I've got on live with me this evening, who has already seen that email in their inbox with the growth planner attached? Who's got that? Rob's nodding. I can see Rob nodding away. Okay.
Got it, but I'm struggling to print it at the minute.
Struggling to print it. Okay, no dramas. If you've not got that in front of you physically now, I definitely encourage you to have notepad and pen, mainly so we can get structured thoughts that are whizzing around in our heads out and in some sort of strategic, logical order. That's the purpose of the growth plan, is to organize all of the noise that goes on in a business owner's head. I'm curious with you guys that we've got with us tonight, I'm curious who has got real clarity on exactly what they want to get out of this year.
Get through it.
Get through it. Okay. Survival, right? Yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah. Is
I'm
any
one more year down then, aren't I?
Yeah. Yeah, you're on the countdown. Is there anybody that sat here unsure of exactly what they would like to get out of this year?
I'm pretty unsure
You're unsure.
on the
Okay.
specifics. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, Lynette, we've not met each other, but nice to meet you. We'll wait for it to unmute. There we go.
Sorry, I was rustling about with paper, so I put it on
Um,
mute. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, so possibly not a whole year's plan, but at the moment, just kind of increasing the staffing just to take the burden off
yeah.
people.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. And it's really interesting. Any business owner that I'll speak to about, how do you want the next year to look? There's a real mix. Some know exactly what they want to get out of the year or their long term even, and others they really struggle to see beyond the next few months that sit ahead of them. So it is what it is with where you're sat. I would always encourage you to think about you as an individual person. What do you want to get out of life? and use your business vehicle to take you to that end destination. So a lot of the conversations we'll have will be challenging your decisions to make sure that they're not compromising the lifestyle that you're trying to create for yourselves as individual people as well. It's hard being a business owner, and we've got to make sure that it's all worth it for you as well. Okay, well, hopefully through this evening, we'll get some clarity on how you might want the next 12 months and the next few years thereafter to look as well. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. Liam circulated this program overview to you guys. I can't believe that we're heading into year 2 of us working together from March. So this is an overview of what the next 12 months from March will look like for you guys. You can see here we've got a series of one-to-one sessions with your coach where we are very much looking at your business development skills. And what I mean by that is sales, your sales pipeline, your sales process, tracking that activity, really just to make sure that everything you're doing working from a well-oiled machine and that all your efforts are giving the best outcomes. Based on conversations we've been having with you guys over this last year, we've pulled out common themes of areas where you're saying, as a business owner, like, I could do with an upskill. Sales has been a key area of development collectively throughout everybody we've spoken to in the network. So we will be running a session specifically on that. I also heard from you guys that you'd like to get Liam in the hot seat. He has walked the walk. He's been in your shoes, and we want to put him in the hot seat. We can ask him questions, grill him as much as you like, but just to learn from experience. Culture and leadership is another topic that we want to dive into with you guys as your teams are growing. There's been, some of you will be experiencing this even currently. There's been teething problems with onboarding new people, how they're shaping that culture that you're trying to create for the team. So I want to bring an expert to you to help you take the reins of the culture in your business, because it will ride itself whether you like it or not. And if you've got the reins, you can have a business exactly how you want it. And then the last group session on month 12 is looking at lead gen and marketing as well. It's always a hot topic. So I want to get, again, experts from that field in front of you as well. So this again is sat in your inbox. Just want to give you a quick reminder of how the next 12 months are going to look. Growth doesn't happen by chance. It is very strategic, and that's why we map out the next 12 months for you guys, so that you are on that structured journey and you can grow and scale at pace. Anyone got any questions on that before I flick ahead? No? Anything you want to add there, Liam?
No, not really. No, obviously, yeah, you've highlighted the sort of higher value sessions, if you like, but that, yeah, doesn't detract from, the months that fill that in between with the more personal one-to-one.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to just whiz through some of the credibility and justification as to why growth needs a plan and why this growth plan document that's I've sent across to you guys is so important. And then we'll get into some discussions and really think about what you specifically want on your own growth journey. So why growth needs a plan? First of all, it's not just targets. We want to look at revenue targets, but make sure we've got structure, because without structure, we're just creating pressure on yourself. So we want to make sure that we know the end goal that we're working towards from a target perspective, but also we have the confidence because we know exactly what we need to do to get there. So anyone that I work with, I will always set one outcome goal. So for every one outcome goal, I'll set 2 process goals. So you know exactly what you need to do in order to get there. And that's where you use a coach like myself to keep you on track, working towards that end destination that you've got your eyes on. If we don't have a plan, we get very reactive in our decision making, and that can pull you off track as well. I hear that terminology a lot with business owners. I'm just reacting. And that's when we've lost control in our business. And sometimes it's a case of be careful what you wish for because you can eventually get a growing business. But if it's pulling you along for the ride, that is not enjoyable. You might be making a lot more money, but it takes a lot of the enjoyment out of it. So, where possible, it's important that as a business owner, you are proactive in your decision making. Short-term fixes can, if we're not careful, undermine your long-term goals. If we don't have a plan set out, we can make a decision on the fly that actually is jeopardizing the long-term goal that you're working towards. So use your growth plan to cross-reference your decision making before you take action and just stop and think, am I right to say yes to this, or is it going to distract me from where I said I wanted to go 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the line? So use it as a tool to just cross-reference your own decision making, because sometimes you're so in the weeds you can't see what the long-term plan is. So growth without clarity will lead to burnout, and you can't scale if you're in survival mode. That's factually correct in the way that we are wired in our brains. So we have to have clarity to avoid burnout, and we have to avoid burnout if we want to scale our business. So growth, it isn't just about doing more, it's about doing the right things consistently so that you're moving the needle in your business. Otherwise, you'll just feel like a busy fool. That's another line that I hear a lot. I'm just a busy fool right now. Um, so how do you know what you're doing is right if it's not documented or tracked? You don't. You're just you're taking action, but you haven't got the confidence to know if it's the right action. So again, that's why we have to have this plan in play to keep you on track. For those of you guys that have worked with us, I suppose this will be good for Lynette, but for those of you that have worked with us over this last 12 months, do you want to share any feedback on how you have responded to having a plan and having that structure? And it could be a positive or negative observation, but I'm just curious, yeah, on your thoughts on the last 12 months and having that plan.
I'd say for me, it's been definitely needed. I feel
Okay.
like now it's needed at most.
Even more. Okay, yeah, fair
Even more,
point.
yeah. I feel like I need a bit of a reset with my plan and things like that.
Yeah.
It's been very helpful,
Okay.
definitely, to have a bit of a sort of guide map and
Yeah.
help understand what's going on in my head a little bit, and even just sometimes just speaking it out helps.
Yeah. 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 Sometimes
Excuse
when you
me.
hear yourself communicating it lands
Mm.
differently in your own head, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Just
Yeah.
helps you sort of process what's going on in your head when you can
Yeah.
speak it out to somebody that can sort of help with a bit of guidance.
Yeah. Got you. Thanks for that,
Yeah.
Finn. Jed, I can
So,
see Jed's here, but he's camera's off. I'm not sure if he's actually here. Oh, there he is in the dark.
Yeah,
Hi,
I'm here.
Jed. You okay?
I'm sat in the
I
van
was,
just finished the job, so
oh, no worries. I was just checking whether you were there or not before
you
I
can
start
see me. I
talking
don't know if
to
you can
you.
see me.
I can see your outline. You
Man, so
there?
yeah, no,
What's your
yeah,
attitude been towards having a plan?
yeah, it's been quite good. When I've been speaking to Ben, he's been getting me like going through the leads, making sure that they're, you know, actually working and you're spending money in the right places because you can just spend loads of money
Yeah,
on everything. And just you just put loads of money into everything, and if you don't know which ones are working, it's kind of a bit pointless. So
yeah,
that's what we were doing, stuff like that.
nice
Haven't had
one.
it in for a while, but yeah, it has been helpful.
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, this New Year's always a great time for like you said there, Finn, like have a reset, refocus and get yourself going again. Thanks for that, Jed. Ollie, how about yourself? How have you found the last year of having a plan in play?
I feel like my plan's always changing. Like, like from one month to next, I'm like, no, my plan is this. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes you have to rein me in a bit, which is good. But yeah, I don't know really. I think you quickly forget like what you've done in the last couple of months, when everything changes and I do anyway.
Yeah, yeah, and I hear
Um,
that.
so perhaps it would be good to get more structure this year for myself. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
like that thing earlier, one, month one, focusing on this, month two. I think that'll be useful for me.
Yeah, and please know that it is also okay to change your mind. Like you said, things happen at pace. It's okay to change the growth plan. It's use that tool to just cross-reference your changes before you take action to go, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to take this change, but it's the right thing to do. So yeah, use it as a tool to just check in with yourself. And if it needs changing, it needs changing. Yeah. Mark, what about yourself?
Um, as you know, I've not really put much of a plan in place for me, have we? Because my situation is different than everyone else's. But
Yeah,
it's
fair
good.
point.
It's good to have a road of like we're basically using the time to get me ready so that I'm hitting the track running.
Yeah,
So it's good to have the conversations well in advance because
yeah,
obviously I've got lots of ideas and I can test it out while somebody else is footing the bill, sort of thing.
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, I appreciate your journey's ever so slightly different at this moment in time.
We just need to grow, and we can't. So we're in a bit of catch 22. But like you said, I can. There are things that I can control, so we're just concentrating on them.
Yeah, yeah, fair point. Yeah, good. Thanks. Rob, what about yourself?
I'd say mine's pretty much like the same as Ollie, where like I do have a plan, but something might go wrong. I might lose an installer or something, and your plans go out the window until you get back to scratch.
Yeah,
It's like I'm just forever trying to get back to normal to then work on my plan.
yeah, yeah. Do you know what normal is for you?
What like installers wise?
Yeah, you said to get back to normal. I'm curious what normal is.
Yeah, like five installers doing everything. But at the moment, I've got three. One with that's off on a knee operation, and I need another one. So I'm just forever trying to chase back up to that
Yeah.
normal stage.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and yeah, we can plan as much as we like, but we do also have to have an element of flexibility to respond accordingly, don't we? That's life, isn't it? Especially in the industry you're in, yeah, things are changing and moving quite a lot as well. Yeah, fair point.
I think from my point of view, it's nice to see um, people are sort of a bit more focused on certain aspects of the business. Everybody's different, but rather than everybody just sort of looking all over the place for what's next, everybody's a little bit more focused on the things that matter.
Yeah. Yeah. And like as a business owner, we feel like we've got to be busy all the time. But if we're not busy in the right places, your business won't grow. And that is highly frustrating. So having this plan keeps, like you said there, Liam, it keeps you focused on the key areas, the key levers that are actually going to move your business in the right direction. And that's, yeah, very much what we want to refocus on from today. Okay, fab. Let's keep moving along. So, you guys were given again, we went through this when we were all together at last annual conference. I want to draw your attention back to the growth plan example. This is a blueprint that we Liam and I created. Obviously, it's pulling out all of that information that's locked away in Liam's brain from years of experience. And we've created this blueprint for you. So if you are sat there like, I don't really know what I want the next few years in my business to look like, then go back to the blueprint that's created for you here and see how that sits and resonates with you. You're all on your own individual journeys, but this has been created for you to set some expectations. So it is a chance for you to have this overview of the next 3 years, what you want them to look like. It will give you that clear focus across your whole business, and it will give you that framework so that you can make sure your attention is set on the right priorities so that you can make the right decisions. And as I've said before, it sets the foundation for every conversation that you have with your coach on a one-to-one basis. once we know exactly what you've got mapped out in your blueprint, as you're live on the ground making decisions, you've got us as a neutral perspective to go, hold on a minute, I just want to challenge that decision you're about to make. Is that the right one for you? Let's just pull your growth plan out and just double check that before you take action on it. And it uses as that neutral perspective to challenge what you are doing. We're not saying what's right and wrong, we're just stopping you in your tracks to go, yeah, hold on a minute. I just need to think that through a little bit more. I was about to take action without thought. So this is very much what keeps you anchored and heading in the direction you said you wanted. If it's not on the plan, it's not questioned. So make sure there's detail in your growth plan that helps your coach really get into the nitty-gritty of what you want out of your business. So this becomes a great communication tool between all of us and how we all can work together. Again, you've got this copy in your email inbox, so you can dissect that again in your own time. Okay, so growth areas. These are core drivers for you during 2026. We can't do everything. I would encourage you at this point just to switch your blinkers on and just drill down into 6 key areas of your business that require your attention. These are key areas in business that I would encourage you to have a look at. You may have others that you feel want your time and attention. I would always say let's track your turnover and profit because we have to keep an eye on our numbers. Otherwise, you could end up in very difficult situations. So let's look at your turnover and profit. But then we want to track people. So how does your team look? How does your structure of your team actually look? Do we need to track how that grows over the next 3 years? Operations is looking at the back end of your business, what's going on behind the scenes. Are we organized with our processes, policies, from an admin perspective, signing off documentation that comes through from head office, all of that stuff. What does that part of the well-oiled machine look like? Locations could be on your horizons over the next few years. Like, do we want to expand out into new territories? Is that an aspiration for you? Is marketing a key area of development for you? Do we need to grow and invest time and money into marketing to grow your business? Personal development. There's some of you, not necessarily you guys on this call, but some of you within More Than Loft Ladders and other business owners that I work with outside of your franchise here. And I have to have honest conversations and say, you are in your own way. Your business cannot grow because of you. And that is a personal development area that needs to be looked at. Sometimes we lack confidence. We don't have a leadership skill set in our toolkit. And sometimes we've got to just dig into some of that and just flip the mirror around and look at ourselves just to decide if we are in our own way. Products could be an area of development if you're wanting to sell more of certain products or services, markets, and then sales. So throughout today, I want us to just drill down into 6 key areas that we want to really put time and attention in. So we want to think like, which of these have we paid most attention to over the last 12 months and which of them have been ignored? I don't know if anybody can quickly off the top of the head pull out 6 key areas that they know they want to drill down into in this next 12 months. Does that come easily to anybody?
People for me.
People for you. Okay, so we'd have turnover, profit, people then for you.
It's just me and Eliza, and Eliza's not going to be in the picture soon. She'll be looking after a baby, so it'll just be me.
Okay, just you. Right. Wow. Okay, so we need to grow.
People on the ground.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah. Anything else?
Turnover and profit again, because it's just always sort of it always needs to be at the forefront, really. But
yeah. Liam, from this list here, are there any key areas that you're saying you need to look at this particular area, guys?
Yeah, for me, obviously, turnover, profit, people is constant. Operations, wouldn't put as a priority.
Okay.
Or location, really. That's very sort of franchise specific location.
Okay.
Yeah, marketing always matters at the minute. You know, we're fortunate that in the main part we're doing well in terms
Yeah.
of sourcing inquiries. Personal development, I guess again that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
Everybody here is competent. You know, it's whether they want to sort of level up to the next level.
Yeah.
Products and markets is you know probably something that head office can sort of spend more time on than the franchisees.
Okay.
And yeah, sales obviously, you know, converting those inquiries. So for me, you know, as a if I was still out there in the field running my franchise, then yeah, turnover, profit, people, sales, marketing, operations. I think yeah, that would be sort of in that order.
Yeah. Yeah, fair point. Yeah. And I know we've had conversations, Liam, like we're in a position where marketing is collectively it's doing well, but we
Yeah.
really need to just drill down into the sales process to convert more to make it work more worth everyone's while.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Has anyone got any other thoughts on key areas they want to focus on this year
I would include marketing for us as
for you guys?
as well as the other three. So yeah, people first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the marketing.
Good stuff. How the first few months been for you guys, Lynette?
Really busy.
Okay,
Poor
right.
Chris is working 7 days a week at the moment. He's
Oh, wow,
shattered.
right.
He's still
Okay.
stuck in a job now.
Oh, right. You're at the traps fast there then, yeah.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, desperately need somebody.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so people's hugely important for you.
Mm.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so we're starting to just, get clarity on exactly where our attention needs to go. And I'm not saying forget about the other areas of business, but it is, let's just place our attention on what's going to move the needle. And it is picking out these core things from the screen here. Okay, so let's look at what success looks like for you. So what do you want from your bigger picture? Like what do you want over the next 3 years? Think about size of business, think about the structure, think about how much control you want to keep and have for yourself. Think about your lifestyle. What must be true in order for you to feel successful? Because that is very personal to each of you as individuals. We all look at success and measure it in very different ways. I would like, how many of us are there here? Is it, I'm just working out whether we want to chat out into some breakout rooms here to actually just get clarity on what success actually looks like. I feel that's a good conversation to kick us off with. Do we want to talk as one big group or would we rather split off, Liam? What would you want to do?
I mean, I'm easy. We could take a group each.
Yeah, shall we?
Yeah.
All right then. Let's start with that. I want to just get under your skin a little bit on like what does success actually even look like for you, for all of you, and see how that influences each of you. And then we'll come back to, okay, well, what do we need to be working towards over the next few years? Let me just set up some breakout rooms for you and we'll, discuss success. 2 seconds. I can't multitask. Where am I?
That means you control things.
Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Press the wrong button here. Don't want that. Oh, Finn's drawing. What have I pressed here? I was not meant to do that one. Oh, crikey. Why can't I find where the breakout buttons are? Can anyone help me on this part? Why have I gone blank?
Oh, got faces and
You keep yourselves entertained while I figure this out. 2 seconds. Let me see what I've got going on. And maybe I don't know if it's because I've not got access to that, Liam. Is that why? Because you've set the Zoom link up?
let's give it a
It might be that.
I'm
I felt like those back in 1997 then with paint.
Yeah, they are.
breakout
Have
rooms. Here we go. Two
you
breakout
got it?
rooms.
Is that why?
Yeah, I'm just going to go assign automatically, so it's totally
Okay,
random.
let's go.
Create. Right. Open all rooms. How long are we going for, Kim?
What are we on? Let's go for 5 minutes
Right,
on this. We'll go quick.
right, let's go. Um, I don't know which room I'm in. I must be good in that one.
You just live one of yours or two? Right, two back. Yeah.
I don't think he's done it right.
We're back.
No,
Still in it.
no, they've not done
Like an escape room.
it. I don't know.
It's stuff stacking
They've
it.
had they've had the 60-second warning. They're obviously
Ah.
got far much more to say than you lot.
Just want to be successful, that's all. I don't know what it looks like, but I think I'll know when it's there.
Successful is getting other people to do all the work for you, I reckon.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
that's a success. You have, like, just have to do things, but not much.
Yeah.
Are we all back, or we still got?
Can
We're
we?
here, are we? We're here. Yeah, nice, nice one. What was going on in your room then? What have you guys spoken about as what success looks like?
Very time sensitive, my lot.
Okay.
So yeah, just having more time for personal life. Provide for family. So yeah,
Yeah.
just being able to provide for the family. Um, take a holiday.
Yeah.
Get off the tools. And yeah, just more free time to be able to take a day off during the week occasionally.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So you're all on the same sort of page with how you'd
Yeah,
measure success. Yeah.
time was sort of the big factor. Whether that is to take a holiday or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, provide for family, get off the tools, which is
Yeah.
that was a big one for me.
Yeah.
But I was sort of expanding.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Research shows after we've earned between 60 and 90 grand a year, your level of happiness doesn't increase through the money that you earn, then it does switch to time. So you'll see business owners, they strive for financial growth, then yeah, they'll hit a certain point where after that they're like, I want time back, which is obviously what you're collectively experiencing there. Mark, do you want to feedback what you had on your notepad? Because your notes were very specific and structured there.
Yeah, so but sort of says what Liam was going on about. So it's improving work-life balance, getting off the tools completely. If I'm ticking over at 10 grand per week per van with a minimum of 4 weeks booked all year with 4 to 5 staff and two fitting vans, then I'll be successful. That's me ticking it. I am successful.
There you go.
Well, that would be a £1 million turnover if you were to do that all year.
Yeah, yeah.
So that'd be
Nice
cool.
one. Yeah. And
Well, with the one van we do fit 500.
yeah.
So if you get two, then should
Yeah.
well, like you say, if we've got one van now, but for 2 months doing 10 grand a week, we can obviously have two vans, but for a month doing 10 grand a week.
Yeah.
That two people in one van, Mark.
Yeah, so I just have two fitters in one van,
Yeah.
and they do two. Well, they do 2 grand a day.
Yeah, all right. That's a good guy.
Yeah. I'd really encourage all of you at this point to document what you feel success looks like at this moment in time, because as people and particularly with business owners will move that goalpost all the time and will never actually stop and celebrate that we've hit a level of success. You'll by nature you'll get close to that potentially. Mark, I'll use you as an example. It could be that you get close to that point and you go, right, this, I want this now, and we take it up a notch and we never actually stop and celebrate when we've hit success.
Well, you just because you can still say that it's success, but you want to be more successful.
Yeah, and from
You've
a
still achieved what you wanted, but you can go further with it after that.
absolutely, yeah, and that may be what we all want and we all aspire to have, but definitely make sure that we stop and reflect and celebrate those achievements that you've created.
Yeah.
That is real personal development right there. And to write it down now, put it away and save that for 12 months down the line, maybe 2 years, 3 years down the line, whenever it may be, is a real confidence boost of how much you've actually grown and developed as you go about your journey. So yeah, definitely encourage you to write that down and save it. Okay, so we've got perspective on what success looks like. What we need to do now is work backwards. So we need to be asking ourselves questions and answer these questions. What do I need to have in place by 2027? So let's reverse engineer this now. What do I need to have in place by 2027 and map that into your growth plan? What must I start during 2026 and map that into your growth plan? And also think about what can't be left until later. What do I need to do immediately in order to get the wheels turning to take me towards success? Those three key questions will be crucial for you over these next couple of years. If this works perfectly, what would your business give you personally? So when you're talking about success, these metrics and measures that we've documented, what does that give you personally? Like really drill down into that intrinsic feeling. Lynette, you were talking about success is quite an intrinsic feeling for you. Like really drill down into what that is that we're searching for, because we're very much driven by emotion a lot of the time. And that's why it's important, like I said to Mark before, like stop and celebrate those achievements, because it gives you that intrinsic feeling that we're all constantly searching for. Okay. So setting your focus, how to strategically tackle the year ahead. We need to focus on what will move the needle most, which we've spoken about together. Liam's highlighted sales is going to be a real key focus for this next year to maximize all of your efforts and keep you away from feeling like a busy fool. Lynette, you've already mentioned like you guys are out the traps fast. You're in busy momentum building time right now. Let's make sure that when we're working with you that we have, I say you as a collective, that we are very focused on putting your energy into the stuff that's going to move the needle so that you stay well away from that busy fool feeling. We want to consider what must stabilize before you can scale. So for some of you, like Mark said, I need to survive this year. Sometimes we actually are in a place where we just got to stabilize so we've got solid foundations to scale. So some of you may be in that space. We need to reflect on what hasn't served you well and what won't be focused on for this year. We don't want to repeat the same mistakes that we've made historically. So it is really important that we have time and use your coach for that to stop, reflect on what has served you well, but also what hasn't served you well so that you can break that cycle.
We're going to go through this on a one-to-one as well. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to remind me about this.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Don't you worry. I will be reminding you of this. I will remind you.
I'll be putting this on the loft as well for you guys to refer back to as well as the other guys to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. So big outcomes are built through that sequenced decision making. It's rare that it's one big sudden leap that makes you successful. It's actually the sequence of decision makings that are all linked to moving the needle that will compound over time and create success and the growth that you are all communicating that you're after. Liam, do you want to add anything else here on from your experience, what you feel is strategic in this next 12 months?
Yeah, I guess it is. Focus on what will move the needle the most. It's almost like doing a little bit of an audit on your business and sort of what is it that you could do better that you're not doing that is going to give you the biggest reward. But again, it's pointless improving your sales technique and getting a load more work in if you've only got one or no installers.
Yeah, fair point.
I'm on a meeting and all the ways you screaming.
Sort of, again, backward thinking. What do you need in place before that needle shoots up? So, yeah, I would say that concentrate on what it is that's going to make that big difference, but before you actually pull the trigger. Make sure you can cope with it if it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. When we talk about considering what must stabilize before scaling, in your experience, what would be appropriate at that point?
Stabilize. So, in terms of marketing, yeah, have you got a good, reliable source of inquiries coming in? Is it pretty
Okay.
stable? In terms of converting, I guess it's the staff, because if you're going to convert more jobs, you need to be able to deliver them.
Yeah.
So it's generally it's just is are the waters calm? If the waters aren't calm, don't bother trying to move that needle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
everything's got to feel right and stable. You've got a good team of installers. They've got capacity to do a bit more. You've got good inquiries coming through. Yeah, as I say, everything's
Yeah.
reasonably time to rev it up a bit.
And would you say, Liam, like Lynette was talking about that intrinsic feeling, would you say that's an intrinsic feeling that things are stable, or actually are there key metrics that we can look at to go, you are stable now, tick, you're ready for growth?
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
I did a lot, and it's probably not music to your ears, this Kim, but a lot of it was on gut.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of it was based on gut feeling. But then the KPIs that we have on the loft, we look at those, and I can look at those, and I can interpret those in a way that I can see if somebody is ready to take an installer on, or if they need to be working on conversion. And I think we can work a bit more closely this year now that we've got KPIs in place, and they've stabilised, if you like. We know
Yeah.
they're accurate, so I think they can come in a lot more in the next 12 months in
Yeah.
terms of what we at head office see as triggers.
Yeah.
We can speak individually with the guys, and also put it through the academy as well.
Yeah, I guess in some ways your experience of reacting from your gut feeling, you've mapped that to KPIs so that the others don't have to respond to gut feeling, because it can be off, can't it?
Quickly though.
Yeah,
KPIs will give confidence for sure.
yeah, and we can see, there's lots of stuff we can see, and we could probably do a session, might even put it in for the next power hour, where we just sort of spend 15-20 minutes going through those KPIs and what triggers we're looking for.
Yeah, nice one. Thank you. Has anyone got any questions on that before we move forward? Nice one. Okay, so how can you use your growth plan in your one-to-one session? So as I mentioned before, your coach will use your growth plan in the following way. So we want to anchor every session to your long-term plan. That is the one and only time for a lot of busy business owners where they come up out of the operation. I call it come up out of the weeds of your business and actually look with a helicopter view over everything that's going on. It's rare that we take those moments. So use that time to anchor every session to your long-term plan. It's a space for you to keep your decisions aligned to your plan as well. So all the time we're challenging you back to that decision you're going to make. Is it in line with the plan of what you said you want to get out of these next few years? It will help you prioritize without feeling overwhelmed. Without that plan, if you've got big decisions to make in your business, you can very easily feel overwhelmed. Whereas if we cross-reference it back to the plan, you can suddenly act with more confidence. And we can separate urgent from important, because we can sometimes muddle those two things and act with urgency on something that actually wasn't really that important. So please know that we're coaching from that plan, not the problems of the week. Now, I'm not saying that we won't help you navigate those. I know there's been sessions with some of you guys that are on the call here where we've had to put the growth plan to one side and go, right, let's deal with this situation because you are in the fire right now. So we will help you in those situations. But for the majority of your one-to-one coaching time, it is about looking at the longer term plan and keeping you on track with that. So the plan evolves, but the vision very much stays the same. So what gets reviewed in your one-to-one sessions, we are looking at progress against your key focus areas. We're looking at what's on track versus what's drifting in your business. We're looking at decisions that you made from your last session and have you actually taken action? That's the needle moving stuff. And we're looking at adjustments that are needed without losing some of that direction. So that's the stuff that we're reviewing in our conversations with you. What this planner protects you from is from it stops you chasing shiny new ideas that are just distracting you. It stops you from over investing too early in your business. It stops you from under resourcing in key areas, and it stops you from growing turnover and neglecting your profit. So it will help you build with capabilities as opposed to getting stuck in all the complexities of what's going on. So just as Liam mentioned before, that's what we're doing is helping you stay stabilized so that you can continue to grow and the cracks won't trip you up later on.
I'll just jump in there, Kim, on
Go
that
on.
side of what it protects you from. I've been guilty on numerous occasions of committing those cardinal sins. So if I'd have had something like this in the earlier days, it would have been very helpful.
It's just when we're in it ourselves, you just can't always see what's going on, can you? You need that neutral perspective just to flip that mirror around and show you what's going on.
Exactly, yeah. And I still chase shiny new ideas, but I think that's just the curse that we're all afflicted with.
Yeah. It gives us a big boost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are some of the questions that a coach might ask you. So, does this support this 2026 priority? Does this move us closer to your 2028 vision? Is this right timing? What's the trade-off if you do say yes? So we are strategically using questions to stop you in your tracks to think before you take action. That's what we're here for. And you will rarely get that in your day-to-day life. We don't really have a neutral perspective challenging us in this way because everyone that sits around us in life is navigated by emotion because we are all linked by relationships. We are here as your neutral perspective to make sure that you are making decisions that are right for you. And these are, an example of some of the questions that you might have already heard us use, or things that you might come up against in the next year. So I just wanted to draw your attention to that.
I love that slide. I'm printing that one off.
Do you like that? There you go. Yeah. And a coach isn't here to tell you what to do. The coach is here to help you unlock what's whizzing around in your head and put that into a strategic roadmap to move you forward. These are the sorts of questions and the style of questions that we ask you to get you really thinking. Okay, last little bit then. Let's reflect on 2025. Are we all right for time, or have people got a dash straight away at 6? Because it's typically an hour, isn't it, for this power hour before I go and
My Domino's is downstairs.
say that again.
My Domino's is downstairs.
Oh, is it? Is it getting cold?
My kids are kicking the crap out of each other, but
are they? You're going to go join in? No dramas. I can follow this up with an email and set you some of these questions, but definitely come to your next one-to-one with your coach and with answers to some of these questions. Reflect on 2025 and then set some intentions. And when you are in your one-to-ones, we'll obviously be going through your growth plans and solidifying exactly what we want that to look like. Is that all right, Liam? Do you want me to start wrapping up?
Yeah, that's right. If the guys sort of have that ready for the next sessions, Lynette will get you kicked off in March, and I'm sure that either Kimberly or Ben will just sort of recap and go through the planner again with you.
Yeah.